morning, everybody, and welcome to the Indonesia Economic Forum. This forum has been a year in the making, and we are very proud that it has attracted such an important, such a big, and such an insightful crowd.
We believe that transformation of a country is about strategy, it's about culture, but most of all, it's about people. And so one of the things that I looked at when I saw this, the title of the conference, of the rise of the consumer class, I started thinking that to meet the aspirations of the consumer class will require skilled workers. And I think one of the sponsors of the conference, our colleagues at McKinsey, does a pretty good report where they identify projections, and I think in 2012 they estimated that the number of skilled workers was around 55 million, and that by 2030 Indonesia needed about 113 million. That's a significant growth.
Very good morning to all of you. I believe that events such as this one is very valuable for us in gaining mutual understanding regarding recent economic development.
Your view about this so-called economics.
A very good morning to all of us. We've seen, I think, pretty good signs in the first few weeks of the leadership and presidency.
What is important is the programs and what they're going to do. And you're right, Pak Gita, that in the last few weeks we've seen not really perhaps a clear picture of the program, but really working government.
Indonesia is such a large market. The tendency is to look inside as opposed to look outside of Indonesia.
I think key challenges, the first one is it's almost like the sense of deja vu of 2004. Everybody was excited, they're so optimistic, but they forgot to actually really focus on really key areas what this country should do.
It's a wonderful conference, very vibrant, a lot of people. And I love some of the questions and comments, both from stage and the audience. I think it's a great... listen, on the consumer, I think this is part of the backbone of the future growth. You look, 55 million in the consuming class today. We're adding the size of Singapore every single year. And this is the consuming class, i.e., these are people that are already spending and have the ability to spend. Right.
And as we know, we are facing about, above 5%, above 5.5% probably in the last 10 years in terms of the economic growth. And I think, like Pak Wawan said, that, we can probably grow higher, but the growth of the energy become a constraint. Again, the technology is available, and I think government always want to do it. If we talk about technology, if I may, Pak Kausik, I think what the government need to do now is to take the risk, focus on one thing, and be more proactive on execution instead of waiting until the technology mature and try to put it into Indonesia.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are honored and privileged this afternoon to close this very exciting day that we've had at the Indonesia Economic Forum with the arrival and the grace of the Indonesian Vice President, Bapak Yusuf Kala. Thank you very much for being with us. We have a room full of very eager and very excited CEOs, business leaders, and I think supporters of Indonesia. There is great faith and confidence in this new government and in your leadership and Bapak Jokowi's leadership. We are very excited about the future direction of this country under your guidance and your leadership. So we would like to hear from you today, maybe some of your plans and your vision for this country.
The middle class everywhere is mean not only the consumers growing, but the market growing, and it's meaning the challenge for you or chance for you.
Vice President, we had earlier today, this is Oliver from McKinsey. We had a discussion earlier today about the Asian Economic Community 2015. Would love to hear your views. Opportunity or challenge, how do you think about this?
Asian community, of course, there are challenge and opportunity both. The challenge is how we make our economy more efficient and competitive with others. I think there are 4 points that our economy is less competitive with other countries in ASEAN. First, the capitals, cost of capitals, of course. Interest rate here more higher than compared with the other countries. Of course, we should reduce the interest rate for the peoples, and this is okay. We'll make it. The second thing, of course, logistic cost. We should make efficiency and electricity. We should reduce and bureaucracy. We should and we can make it this forcing that reuse, and we can easily to compete with others, because the other thing, we have more labor, more consume domestically, and consumers, and of course natural resources much better with the other compared with the other countries of ASEAN. The good thing that opportunity is that the ASEAN market, of course, will be 600 millions, same way and freely to come together. It's mean if we should do that, opens the country for investments as well as domestic overseas that can making I think new production era. We can compete with many ASEAN countries, same as China, because China now labor cost is higher compared now in Asia, and as well as many come to here. The problem is because China and Japan will be as much going to thank others. The problem in Thailand, of course, they're making more investment, of course, will be chosen in Indonesia as one of the good chances for us invest. And the other opportunities that some people usually is afraid that if we are open, then there are maybe there's human resources or people's can from another ASEAN countries go to Indonesia. I said no. Usually the people go working from less, labor cost is low to the high salaries peoples. No one Singaporean going, no one, not so much is Singaporean come to Jakarta because they're very, not so very low salaries here or in Malaysia, but Indonesia will be enjoyed it to go to Singapore or go to Malaysia and the other countries. But the other countries like Thai or Laos, Cambodia, I think it's not so much because different language, different, not so easy to go there. The language is different, how to write is so different, not so easy to communicate with the country. But in these three countries like Singapore, Malaysia, Philippines, I think we have same opportunity to go there everywhere. This means this is good opportunity for Indonesian peoples to go working in countries in ASEAN, but they are opportunity to us to more big size of markets in the same area. This is good for us.
It leads me to thank our sponsors. Of course, GE, without whom this forum would not have taken place. McKinsey and Company, and all their wonderful chairs that put in the work. It's been months of hard work. I thank you very much for helping me to make this a success that it has been. Supporting partners, Singapore Chamber of Commerce, Foraza Land, Beringa, who has kindly provided the wines that you are going to enjoy, and of course TWG, which has provided us with the nice gift packages for our speakers. So thank you very much for joining us today. Please enjoy the cocktails and look out for the next wonderful event, the Globe Asia and Synthesis Indonesia will put together for you. Thank you for coming. God bless. And see you soon.